The Off-Field Drama Podcast is always brought to you by Forex, always in our hands, in our mouths, always around. The team at Queensland. Oh, now you fucked
you're
me.
bad, so
Now
I'll just keep
fucked
going,
me.
shareholders. It's good as gold, and I tell you what, come Wednesday night, we're going to need every drop of Forex to get us across the line.
You saved me there. Well done. Cheers, shareholders.
Where's the Queensland spirit now?
Shareholders, welcome to the Off-Field Drama Podcast. I'm Sauce.
I'm Berkey.
And I hope you're well. I hope you're better than we were last week. I've got to apologise. I think we need to apologise to the shareholders because that was, we kind of said it at the beginning, that was possibly the worst podcast ever.
Did it go to air?
Yeah, mate. Good to know you know what's going on.
Because I said it was a bye week for us and that like, you know.
When it was a bomb.
It was
a bomb.
It's a note to self to back your instinct.
But you back up.
Well, we back up. We back up well, but it
Did
was...
the great Darren Lockyer and Joey Johns not back up after a session?
Well said. I mean, you articulated so beautifully that
rugby league terms.
We're up and about because...
I've had a similar... No, not even similar at all. I've come off one of the great Bucks weekends of all time. Of all time.
No, I've heard it's right up
You
there.
think of a Bucks weekend... This thing was the greatest of all time.
I bet I've probably done better.
No, I knew you were going to say that, but that's why I've got stats for you. Thursday to Sunday, right?
Do we call these the hero stats?
Airlie Beach.
Yeah.
The surprise factor.
Yes.
5 in 2. I'll let you do the math on that. That's probably about as much as I can say. Fishing, Airbnb.
The Airbnb looks special.
The Airlie Beach Hotel, Mama Africa's, that strip, the glitter strip.
There's another great,
Flanagan's.
Yeah, there's another backpackers.
Magnum's. Magnum's is the one you're thinking of.
Magnum's is the one. Shareholders, if you ever get up to Airlie, Magnum's has to be part of the run sheet.
If you ever are a Bucks or if you're ever organising a Bucks, like I had the honour of doing, the surprise factor has to go into play. Because it kept him on his toes the entire time. And he just was so...
Well, tell the shareholders the depth in which you went for the surprise.
What actually transpired was 2 months of organising it. And it was actually not as hard as you think. Like, his missus just logistically had to drop a bag off on Friday, a suitcase, for those wondering, on my doorstep. And she was grateful for... the whole thing. She was all around it.
That she was.
And he wigged out and was like, I know we're going somewhere because he put 2 and 2 together. Just didn't know we were going on an airplane up to Airlie. So we went to the Brecky Creek, hid the bag in all of our bags in the car. Went to the Brecky Creek, quick beer as he walked in.
Beautiful.
And he was running late, so we were kind of shitting the bed. Like he was an hour late. So as soon as he got there, we had to get in the car, put the paper bag on his head, and he kind of knew. We paper bagged him, double bagged him as some do if you've ever had. And we went to the airport and one of the boys actually ruined it and said, we'll take the paper bag off when we get to the airport. And we're like, mate.
Dumb shareholder that was.
I kind of fucked it up actually as well and dropped the location after that we were going to Airlie.
It's funny you say that he was running late and normally any Bucks running late, you can get away with it. But a Boeing 747 doesn't wait for nobody.
Nah.
Even a papered bagged fucking bar.
Nah, not for that big Solius.
Did you was he still bagged up, paper bagged up on the plane in his aisle seat?
I know he was barred up on the plane going to Airlie. We didn't... Yeah, he was buying shots at the airport. That was the only... He surprised us at the airport with a round of shots, and we go, fuck, he's in for it. Yeah, he wants this.
Sounds like he was a buck that was in a mood, and you got to appreciate that.
I know all of our bank accounts absolutely copped one, and that was probably the only round he bought, was a round of shots at the airport.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
No buck pulls out their wallet.
An expensive weekend. Yeah.
But now you've got a story to tell.
It was so much fun. Yeah. So much stuff you can't say, but you can say.
You can say it, but we'll just mute you. But look, good shit from you, big fella.
Yeah.
I had a very wholesome weekend. Gotta say, one thing I will say, if the Formula One movie is kind of on your to-do list, put it on there.
I've heard it was actually, it's very good. Brad Pitt, hey?
Mate, and Brad Pitt hasn't missed a beat. I mean, if I went that way, You'd throw the leg over in a heartbeat.
He's one of the best.
It is so loud, the movie. Like, it feels like you're in a Formula One, and I'm sitting there when I'm in the thing. I'm moving, you know? Like, I'm meow.
Stimulating.
Woo! I was rightfully stimulated.
Yeah. I got invited to go to the premiere of it with Heineken through here.
You got to go see it. Yeah. I'm not even a Formula One guy. And, like, I mean, you don't need to be a genius to know that Brad Pitt's going to throw the leg over with one of his teammates. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, makes the movie.
Nice little Irish girl. And, mate, would highly recommend.
Yeah, nice.
So, you know, I'm feeling up and about shareholders.
Movie of the week.
It is movie of the week on OFD. Also happens to be the number one movie in the world. So, you know, I'm not giving you anything new.
I actually watched really weirdly. The missus wanted to watch Black Swan last night, and that didn't do my head noise any good. If you've ever seen that. And then I backed it up with The Patriot and said, we got to watch this now. You ever seen The Patriot? Mel Gibson in fucking his final form?
Would have come across my desk at one point.
If I'd ever thought this is what I'd be doing on Monday night when I get back, watching Black Swan into The Patriot.
Mate,
crazy.
When the head's scattered, you've got to be smarter as a human being to decide your choice there.
Or you can just continue to mix it up.
Why don't you throw Paranormal Activity on if you're going to go down that path?
That'd be a bit scary for me.
Throw on a bit of Bridesmaids for me on a Sunday afternoon. You know Bridesmaids? Is it Bridesmaids?
Yeah.
When she's shitting in that fucking sink, man, that will do me. Like,
yeah, that is a good movie.
I'm uncontrollably laughing when she drops the hammer in that sink. Like, fair dinkum. But anyway, we got rugby league to talk about because it's, you know, it's the decider of all deciders. But more importantly, before we go there, our Broncos.
Yeah, that was probably the highlight of my weekend. Screaming in that Airbnb when they came back because it was fucking unbelievable footy.
It's right up there with some of the great wins of the modern era.
You know what they were? It's the baby Bronx. They were the baby Bronx. Back to the old days when we got half the fucking team out. Yeah. And the baby Bronx dusted those little bitch Bulldogs. Spanked them.
Literally no kebabbies in Red Hill.
Sorry for Epa, but
we throw kebabs in the fucking bin. Yeah. Is what we do.
Them dogs got spanked.
And we spit on them too.
Yeah. What are we spitting on?
The kebabs, because they're shit. I'm telling you, man.
I'm a Euros man.
Huh?
I prefer a Euros these days.
I mean, yuck. But I mean, mate, those doggies, what I just loved is at the start of the year, the Bronx, who were down 18-0, just tools down and off to the sheds they go.
Yeah.
But not this Broncos that have worn the black jerseys.
Yeah.
Like, these black jerseys, it's making their penises look black and they're playing with confidence. They've grown an extra leg and they are absolutely up and about.
Yeah. One of the boys was actually saying to me that he goes, you guys called it on the pod that they're going to go for a bit of a run.
I called it 5 in a row.
So did I. I fucking backed you up.
Yeah, you followed me, Paul. We
have had the bye, and which we do have. Do we have another bye coming up?
Yeah, after the Titans.
We've had the Titans 4 weeks ago, I think. Yep. So we've had that's an easy 2 when we beat the Titans.
We're 4 on the trot, about to be 5 when we go down the M1 and bitch our little fucking cousins down south.
We lost to the fucking Dragons, and then we lost to Manly. Then we had bye, and then we haven't lost, and we've got Titans then bye. So. I don't think we lose a game for the rest of the season. No. We won't lose a game for the rest of the season.
We go down the M1. Melbourne. We get they're giving us the graveyard shift, which is absolutely insulting. 6:30 at Robina. But you know what we do? We go down to the Gold Coast, we drive down there and we just slap the titties in our face. Slap the titties all in our face. The titties all everywhere. You know what I mean? And we dot them. We dot the titties. That's 5 in a row. Broncos are humming. Next stop, top 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I saw a bit of that.
Are you with me, Sauce?
I saw a bit of that at the Bucks party. It was titties in the face.
Lord have mercy. You wouldn't have come up for air at the Bucks party.
Not, mate. Hey,
Jeez, there would have been a bit running around. From all reports, they wouldn't even let you turn on the TV.
Correct.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah. They wanted full attention.
They're not paid to control the fucking TV channel, sweetheart.
They were escorted out of the venue when that was happening.
Yeah, rightfully so. Yeah. But look, the Bronx are up. I tell you what, Piacora was kind of started off slow. Jeez, he runs a hard line.
He got knocked out in the first minute. That's why.
He's lucky that he's not. He gets
he didn't play the first 20 minutes, dude. He had a HIA.
I'll be honest with you, that was I was in the Formula One.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I was like, didn't you go to the movies on Friday?
But, mate, Ezra Mean.
Yeah, 3 tries.
And this is another thing. All those doggies booing him. Hey, note to self, don't I was going to say bully. Don't boo a fucking king.
Don't boo a bull.
Don't bull. What is it? It's a bit of a tongue twister.
Don't boo a bull.
Don't boo a bull.
Yeah.
Don't boo a bull. Don't boo a bull. Don't boo a bull.
It's kind of like saying, don't do a bull.
Well, anywho.
Jesus.
But, mate, Ezra Mann's back. Billy Walters off the bench.
Yeah.
He's playing. That was his 100th game. Good to see him score a meaty. The big story of the night was the young kid on debut.
Tolty.
Yeah. Now, where they found Tolty
we were calling him the Salt. Dingo thought his last name was Salt.
Is who?
Tolty. He thought it was Salt. And we were just going fucking up the Salt.
He reminds me of the sort of bloke that when you roll into Bunnings on a Saturday and you go down aisle 10 and you're confused where the paint is and he's wearing a fucking Bunnings apron and you're like, Tolty, where do I go?
Apparently he's a New South Wales Cup legend.
Oh,
he's a veteran.
Well, did you see his interview with Andrew Johns after the game in the Sheds?
Missed it.
Mate,
remind me.
Fucking Joey was close to tearing up.
Really?
Like because he spoke about how this wasn't for him, this was for his fam. Like, I mean, it's the classic Swan story, but I think drove him 2 hours to training, drove him 2 hours back, which...
That's emotional
Lord
stuff, isn't it?
Lord have mercy, driving my kids 2 hours. But
I got to say, Ezra really stood up when Reno had probably one of the worst games of the season. When he was kicking on second and third tackle, I was fucking losing it. He did about 3-4 times. Did he not?
Oh, he's outstanding. I mean, like I said,
No, did you listen to what I just said?
What?
I just said Reynolds had an absolute shocker and Ezra stood up.
He was outstanding, Ezra.
Yeah. Reynolds kicking it on second and third. Were you watching the game or F1 still?
Like I said, I was catching Brad Pitt doing.
So you haven't watched the game?
I watched a replay. Watched a replay.
Okay, that's
but
amazing.
I wasn't watching it live and free.
I'll tell you what I did today, just for you, is I watched it again because I was that impressed.
Good.
When I did fuck all today recovering. I watched the whole thing, watched it again, and then I fell asleep with 10 minutes to go in the game, so I watched the whole thing start to finish again.
You know what I did? I worked.
That's 3 times.
Because it was a Monday and I didn't have the privilege of having today off.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're still a coward for not watching the game.
Sit on it and twist. Anywho, I'll tell you what also was impressive is KO Weeks.
Yeah, his try was fucking incredible.
2 of them.
Yeah, the
Did
one
you
that
sit and watch a
the one that
replay of that?
I was in the pub at the early. Yeah, watched the whole game.
Yeah,
mate.
but you've had a lovely
I wasn't wanking in a movie to Brad Pitt though. Not that I wouldn't.
Brad Pitt was wearing this sheep woolen sweater that's just got my name written all over it, and just because Brad Pitt makes it look good doesn't mean I can't do the same.
Look, don't compare yourself to Brad Pitt, please.
I'm close.
I like that North Face jacket.
Yeah, appreciate the love.
One of the most expensive clothing items you own.
No, it's look, I like to wear something modest for a Monday.
Yeah.
It wouldn't fit
from Japan.
you
From Japan
fuck.
before you say it. From Japan before you say it.
Yeah, what is it? Konnichiwa or something?
Say again.
What's that brand?
Konnichiwa.
He started off.
Those Raiders are outstanding.
Yeah.
They're not going to win the premiership. I've put a line through them.
Why?
They're just a team. I keep saying it. They're like the doggies that can do the Telstra NRL premiership from rounds 1 to 26.
Well, when they play a better side that's in the top 6, like
you just get them every year. At the moment, the contenders for the premiership, it's a 3-horse race. Storm, Broncos, Panthers in that order.
Yeah. Do you reckon the Panthers are still?
Absolutely.
I think that they.
Absolutely.
I don't think they'll win the comp.
I don't think they will.
I disagree with you. I think that that the Raiders are I've said it, are the only like dark horse out of that entire top four of like
Agreed.
Bulldog. Well, you just said you didn't, so just shut up and listen.
Yeah, okay.
The Raiders, the Bulldogs, the Wars and the Sharks. Sharks are fucked down. They're gone.
Wars are fucked.
The Warriors will slowly now go because they're missing Barnett and Metcalf. They're gone. The Bulldogs are pretenders. We've known that all season. We proved that on Friday.
Correct.
The Raiders are yet to drop a game in quite some time. I think you're wrong with that statement. The Raiders are very much so a top four side, and they'll be there at the end of the year.
So will you right now say the Raiders will be one of the last two teams remaining?
I'll say that they'll be ahead of the Panthers.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my!
I tell you,
you want to do this then? You want to do this?
Do the Raiders play the Panthers at
you
all?
owe me $50. We'll go double or nothing.
They play them round 25.
How's that?
For what? What's the bet? Take it off the money you owe me.
No.
And all the other bets you've lost.
We can go down the statement. You owe me $50 from last. You owe me $50 from last week's bet.
What was that?
Remember that? What was that? It was if he's 27 or 26 and you guess 26 because you're not as smart as me and I guess 27. So we'll do double or nothing. That the Panthers will finish at the end of I'm talking finals.
Are we talking when the ladder's done, the final rounds?
Finals.
Okay, so that the Raiders will finish higher.
So
than
if they make the prelims and beautiful.
Look at my eyes next time.
Oh, happy to. You owe me a greenback now, so that's good. I've gone from pineapple.
Do you know how many 9 Green Max equals this pod?
900.
Good job.
Yeah.
Penrith have a pretty easy run the next month.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
The thing that you don't get about rugby league is it's about being there, done that.
Like you.
Yeah. No, well, I've been there on the big stage, so that's why I can come to you with
TRL on a Monday.
No. I've played many grand finals. Thank you very much.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Juniors don't count, my man.
Well, they're up there. I played number 1 on Ballymore. I think I ran them out actually too.
Under 11s or under 9s?
9s, 10s, 11s, 12s, Colts too.
You are that guy.
Well, I just tell you, it starts at a young age. I was born to play on the big stage. Wasn't because of injuries.
You played first grade when you...
I played.
25 years old.
They still come to me to present jerseys, but anywho.
That's all right, I have. That's fine.
Oh yeah, you play
if
for.
You say for North,
you play for a charity.
See now, you're sounding like Klutzy now. You're sounding like Klutzy.
Anyway,
to be fair, the big fella, I love you, Klutz, but
shout out.
Would you make a reserve grade side or third grade side at North? Still probably not, mate.
Shout out to my West Tigers who had a big win against the Tricolours on Sunday. Big win from the Tigers. No Jerome Luai, no worries. Made it hard on themselves.
That was probably if anyone, what happened to the Chooks?
Well, that's Uncle Nick. He's got something wrong with him. Cowboys had another tough loss.
They played all right, though.
To the Storm. Storm are just a quality outfit. Sharkies on Friday night might be the game of the round. Sharks Dolphins. I'll expect.
Yeah.
I think Sharkies are outsiders or no? The bookies might like.
They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be against the Dolphins.
Tell you what, Ricky Stewart. If I can just quickly say
Sharks
something.
are favourite, $1.67,
Yeah.
2.22.
I'd eat that up. Ricky Stewart, just for a second, needs to put a fucking sock in it about Kyle Flanagan. Now, hear me out here. When the crowd boos and the Dragons fans boo, he's a rugby league player. He's like every other player. Ricky Stewart needs to stop looking to a fucking tunnel vision that it's the sun. Mate, he gets paid like a professional athlete. It's like if I worked for my dad, doing who knows what, and I'm doing a shit job.
Ricky Stewart about Kyle Flanagan.
Yeah, well, maybe it's a different thing. Be like me working at the Caco.
Yeah.
And everyone booing me and Steve Farquhar being like, nah, Berkey's a good worker, which, to his credit, he's on the money. But if I'm doing a shit job and I'm employed, you're doing a shit job.
Trell, what's he like at Tander?
Ace.
His own Trell.
No, he knows.
I'm actually parked up next to him at the moment. It's tough.
Let's just say.
I've heard he's got one screen on like racing most days, and then another screen on.
No.
He's actually got he's very lucky because he's got a spot at the moment that's got this big fucking whiteboard in the way of his screen, so he can do whatever he wants.
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah, sparks fly off my fucking keyboards. I move that quickly from 8:30 to 5.
Sparks on your keyboard, or your old fella watching some Lily Phillips or something?
He was in the line.
But honestly, like Ricky Stewart needs to shut up.
Yeah, I like Ricky though.
Oh,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But mate, Kyle Flanagan, he's been playing like shit. Look where the Dragons are coming.
Yeah.
His dad's coaching him. He's getting they've got Lachlan Ilias. Their second grade sides won like 8 in a row.
Isn't he busted Ilias?
No, he's playing lights out footy.
Is he?
It's 3 votes Ilias, they call him. And mate, he's playing lights out footy.
Lights out Lockie.
Can't get a start. Meanwhile, Kyle and the fucking Dragons can barely get a win.
Yeah.
Still couldn't beat the Raiders, even though they had their opportunity. Like, enough's enough.
Yeah.
Stop seeing it through a dad's point of view and see it through a normal point of view. Like, I can't wait till the crowd starts built. Imagine if Ricky Stewart's son was Ezra Mann.
Oh, I think that was the whole point.
What?
I think that was the whole point of him going off because he was like, "I've got a son in my team, and if he was getting this chat, that was the whole point of his press conference."
Yeah, but that's footy.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Well, it sounds like you don't.
I think they need to just stop fucking talking about it because it's just blowing it.
The whole time you were saying this, I was thinking about what you said at the start about the Bulldogs fans booing Ezra.
Yeah.
Telling the Doggies fans to fuck up.
Yeah, but they need to fuck up just because they're Doggies fans.
But they just need to, unless you're Nathan Cleary, you just should be not playing. Don't go and sign for your dad's fucking team. No, Billy Walters' perfect example. Billy was playing great, and they still fucking booed him when they lost. Yeah, and now he's fucking imagine he's playing great.
But also to my point, you don't see Kevy out here crying like a baby back bitch that his son's getting booed. He knows what the game's all about.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to get at.
They should just shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. And if you've got an issue, well, also shut the fuck up. But Ezra Mann, just back to that point, a lesson to be learnt to all NRL fans out there: don't boo a beast. Because all you did was just bring the fire out of the belly, and he just turned it up a notch. Because he's an elite athlete in a Brisbane Broncos.
The other thing with him is he genuinely, I don't reckon he gives a fuck when they boo him.
Oh, he wouldn't even know what day it is.
Yeah.
He just goes and plays better and he's like, fuck you.
Like Brad Pitt says in the Formula One movie, all he wants to do when he's driving a car is feel like he's flying. And, I don't want to spoil it, but that's all he wants to do. And it's a bit like Ezra. He just wants the steering in his hand and he just wants to dance around the field and play a bit of
feel like he's flying.
Totally.
Yeah.
Bit like you over the weekend. Yeah. We've all got when we want to fly. You were flying in early.
I was flying in early, flying in early, flying out
this
early.
morning, apparently.
Yeah.
What were our thoughts on the Wallabies yesterday, gents?
Awful.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of that because I was on a plane, obviously, and had to take off. But what I did see was it was tough. It's tough to watch.
I got an issue.
Yeah, either Fiji's not bad, which I highly doubt, or we're just really shit.
They were fucking huge.
Fiji,
their pack was massive.
Yeah, there's something in the carver at the moment.
It's just mostly Fiji Drua players too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about them, but their fullback was outstanding.
Which is fine, but like their club, it's a club beating a Wallaby side, you know?
Yeah. The Fiji, you got to give Fiji credit. I got a huge issue. And this is to Joey Schmidt.
Can I just say before you say that, I heard some bloke when I was at breakfast. He said two things to his mate. This is this morning. I actually wanted Fiji to win.
Okay, well,
so
Jesus Christ,
who the fuck are you? Yeah. And then he pulled his mate up on another thing for calling a girl a she, and he corrected her very quickly and said they. And his mate then said sorry. So they were the two things that he said. So that's the type of bloke he is. And I have issue with mainly the first one.
Totally.
Like if you are an Australian wanting Fiji to win, or in Australia watching any other team playing the Wallabies, fuck off. Like how do you not want the Wallabies to win?
Oh.
Or you want the little guy to win? Fuck up.
Mate, I get up for the Aussies when they're playing ping pong against China. You know what I mean?
Booker Burke.
Like, no, but seriously.
What type of ping pong?
What?
Early beach ping pong or?
Not the sort of fucking early AM ping pong you pay, pal. But I got a huge ripe. Is ripe the right word?
Gripe. Booker Burke. We might not have to do the segment, Booker Burke.
But no, seriously, you know, I'm going to look down the barrel here. Joe Schmidt, I don't know what is in the weekly plan of how we're going to play, but ban the fucking kick. We need to stop kicking the Gilbert. It's like if you want to kick the footy, go get a Sharon, go put on a Brisbane Lions jersey and go kick the footy in the park.
Yeah.
Mate, I need Joseph Suolihi playing at fullback because he can't kick and he's going to run it back. When you're playing Fiji that love counter-attack footy and love a bit of open space, fucking kicking the ball straight down their throat, dumb as dog shit. And then to top it off, when we're in the attacking 22, they want to do a crossfield kick when the wing is fully marked. Like, I don't get it.
I have a look. I reckon
I don't get it.
You got to. I don't either. You got a kicking union. You look at the best teams in the world. They all kick and they kick well. So that's the thing. If you can't kick it, you're right. You need to get someone who can kick.
Okay,
I used to say, fucking back in the day when I was skipping, I'd say. I'd say run it back. I'd say make your mind up as soon as you get the ball and don't fuck around. Run it back like Carmichael Hunt. Kick it out or kick it fucking convincingly somewhere in the field. It's so easy. All of their kicks were so ineffective.
Oh, but what I love is it's like, I get you got to kick. If you're inside the 22, I get that, all right? But when you kick it out and then, like, you kick it out and now they've got an attacking line out in their 22.
What I don't get is like when you're in the 40, when you're in their 40 and, like, they do, like, a box kick to no one. Like when like Nick White or someone does that. Like
the box kick at the moment.
Yeah, Nick Phipps was good for that back in the day. Like you'd be in there attacking 40 and like a little box kick over would be the play to like no one. Then they'd get the ball and kick it out. Like it wouldn't like I do agree. They need to kick effectively and choose when to kick.
It's just dumb. Like Nola Loasia fucking
he ain't out town.
Mate, he whiplashed from getting tackled. I think he got whiplashed before that from kicking the ball so much.
What do you think, Trell?
Being
an actual,
he loves to kick it
current first grade player.
He's a soft cock and he wouldn't run it back.
Quite the opposite, actually. I don't really put it on the shoe because of that reason. I can't kick the cunt.
Yeah.
But,
there you go.
Sources nailed it. They would kick Jesse with no purpose.
Yeah.
And the most frustrating thing for me yesterday was every time we got the ball on an edge, the winger, even if he wasn't making a break, he'd just fuck it and chip it.
It was like
just fucking carry the ball
and hold the ball.
And the way they were playing, they weren't sending many at the fucking breakdown. So like we were going to be able to recycle.
Give me a stat on how many times I kicked the footy last
I'll tell you one thing, and you watch it, and this is what makes Dylan Edwards and the Panthers so good, is he gets him on the front foot. As soon as he gets the ball, he runs fucking so hard and makes so many meters where others will dawdle around and fuck around and like run a bit across field. You watch him next time you play, how it's so impressive how quickly he gets them on the front foot. Yeah. He'll get 20 meters when another player will get 10.
The only thing I would say is I think they were trying to play the way they're going to play the Lions because they know for a fact that if they do carry individually against the Lions, they've got about 5 blokes in their pack that can jackal.
Mate,
so
Lord,
I kind of get that, but fuck, it was bad.
I'm telling you right now, I'll give you a little tip.
A game plan against the side you're not playing.
Well, that's the only explanation I get.
I'll give you a little tip here to all shareholders.
Like shit.
If you haven't seen the game Foursome Backs, you'll see it in 2 weeks' time.
34 kicks yesterday.
34 kicks.
Just be effective with your kicking.
34 kicks in a game of rugby union.
Yeah. I mean, Big Wilso scored a fucking sick try.
Like, let's not take away.
So did the other shareholder, McWright. Fraser scored a sick try.
Bottom line is they got it done, fellas.
Shareholders scoring tries.
They did get it done. 2 shareholders, 2 tries.
What do you know?
And
we should have had a same game on that.
And the Lions were pretty poor on Saturday night.
Well,
so.
I'll give you a little whisper because I've got a.
We should have had a same game on that.
Fuck, the shareholder SGN. Gone begging.
What do you do better than anyone? What is your screen time on Sportsbet, mate?
Low.
Oh, fuck up.
It's so high.
You need to start putting this out.
Yeah, what I want to say is, and I got a shareholder that's close to me, Sam Warburton. Me and him were chatting during the week.
The old Welsh captain.
Sam Warburton, we were chatting during the week, and what he was telling me was back in, would have been, 12 years ago? Actually, might have been 8 years ago. The one before that, was it New Zealand they travel after Australia?
Yeah.
Whenever it is, what he said was, in the lead-up games, they got told that they're going to play for the lead-up games, they all played everything off 10, but at the start of the tour, the coach said, nah, when it gets to the test, we'll be playing everything off 9. So do keep that in mind. They might be showing the British and Irish Lions, hey, we're going to kick it a lot, but then actually you can't win a footy game kicking the fucking Gilbert, so we're going to hold on to the pill, show some stones and run it back at those pricks. Joseph Suolihi's got to be at fullback, man.
I'll tell you who, I'd put him on the wing. I'll tell you who fucking to watch out for in the Lions is on Wednesday night. Obviously, they dusted the Reds. Maro Itoje. He is like the hands down one of the best forwards in world rugby.
I thought Trell fucking cum in his pants talking about him.
He's like another 6'7". Like he's so good, dude.
Yeah. I reckon he had 5 turnovers on Wednesday
He's
night.
Unbelievably good.
No, and I couldn't agree more.
But that's probably my point. That's why they're going to play like that, because if they run at that motherfucker, it doesn't matter who's following up. That he's going to
He would pull Ebenezer's pants down.
Do you know what was cool, actually, that you say the Ebenezer's pants down?
What was his name?
Yeah.
Say his name again?
No, Ebenezer. They,
Epstein?
Yeah.
What?
Well, Epstein would pull someone's pants down. And they'd be on school holidays at the moment. They,
Oh, my God, dude. You're fucking... Oh.
No, but he's the sick fuck.
Yeah, he is.
And we're not even going to say it, yeah. Mate, do you know what they call when South Africa now play and they've got the bench come on? They call them the bomb squad.
Yeah.
And they play a fucking song.
They have fireworks and shit.
Mate, that's wild.
Yeah. It's like, what's Erasmus, say his name?
16, 17, 18, 19, 20 all come on, and the bomb squad comes on, and it's like you're rocking up to a Taylor Swift concert.
They say that he's made it cool to be on the bench in South Africa.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
I'd love to be part of the bomb squad.
Yeah.
You know where he got it from? The B-2 bomber, Shibasaki.
Yeah. Why do they call it the bomb squad?
Because there's a bomb about to go off. I don't know.
Yeah.
They go in and finish the job, or
probably.
They go in and...
Tell you what, when those 5 fucking bomb squad members come on, you are shitting yourself if you've already paid 50 minutes or however long, because the side, like, some of them don't have necks, man.
Yeah. That hooker, I think the 16, he literally does not have a neck. So
Lola Sia doesn't play. Does Ben Donaldson go to 10, or do they go with the Queenslander liner?
It has to be liner, dude. I've been saying it the whole time.
I think it's hard to tell.
I think Liner goes on because Donaldson's better. He's got more versatility off the bench.
I think that's why Liner wasn't on the bench on the weekend, was he? Donaldson was. So I think that's the whole point of having Donaldson on the bench, because he can cover
correct.
10, 12, 15. And then I think Liner will start in the first test.
Nonguna in the colourful helmet too. What's he called?
Nonguna.
What's his name?
Filippo
Dalguna. Yeah, Felipe. What did I call him?
What was he wearing?
He was wearing a colourful headgear, which was new to his accessories.
Yeah. Nonguna.
We
virtually have no Booker Burke today.
Another thing that I've got a gripe with, and you can notice that I got the word gripe spelt, you dickhead, was
well done.
Was Albo,
surprised you didn't say grape.
Albo and the 30 other bloody members shaking hands beforehand. Not needed, pal. Albo, if you want to shake hands, we'll meet you in the change rooms after the game.
Yeah.
7 minutes. We stood there and watched Albo, the Fijian, Herbie wanted a handshake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're here to fucking watch. And, like, once again, rugby union, like, We just need to be better as a coach.
I want to get to Origin, sorry, but
the Wallabies wank, like the wank fest that is about Union, is just on another level, eh?
Like they don't. The players don't need to shake Albo's hand. They're shaking his hand. They go, "I don't even vote for you."
Look, remember John Howard would be in there doing that. Like,
well, how would it be cracking your gold when you come back?
The other take from that game was how long they took to work out whether that was a try or not.
Oh,
I'm telling you, they would have watched this
the forward
replay
pass?
of well, for starters, the stupid thing they do where league do it now, I suppose as well, but they must watch it like 10 times and go, oh no, we better take a look at this again. They put it on the big screen. I'm not kidding. I reckon it would have been 30 to 40 times before this French fella made his decision. And it was it wasn't forward.
It was forward. I called it forward.
The game was it was so slow originally because of the fucking scrums.
The scrums, man. We have got to stop the clock when the scrums get packed.
Yeah. You know this, like you would know this as well. In rugby, there's only like the time that the ball is in play is like
30 minutes.
Like it's less than that.
They
it's
have
nothing.
changed some rules though.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's
but
the
they're not
international.
following the Pacific. No, it's
I don't think it.
different.
So now a short arm you can't scrum. I think that's in the international game though, but that only off a scrum penalty. It's like a scrum half arm. I don't think you can repack.
Yeah,
but
and there's also another rule with the line out. If someone doesn't jump.
Their line out was shit house and that Billy Pollard came on.
Yeah.
It was pretty shit fucking before that too. But I think that's because Parecki was concussed.
Yeah.
Harry Wilson and Fraser were great.
Is Matt Fazler not this, like, as he's been in the
he's in the squad.
He's been in the last 5 Wallabies tests and killed it.
He'd have to be picked.
Like, how is he not the starting hooker? He's way better than Parecki.
Yeah,
like, and Pollard.
Look, we got the win, and I'll take that any day of the week. But there's
work to be done.
It's like fine wine. We just got to bite our tongue. And
Les will be in there soon.
Les, well, the Invitationals. Les isn't coaching
he
is coaching the Invitational. There you go. So Brumbies on Wednesday. Invitational. And then a week off for both parties.
I'd say so.
And then we rumble on the 19th.
Origin.
Well, and let's go there. But before we go there, we must send our condolences to Money, close shareholder, the family. We're thinking of you. It just shows you. How
did his dad die? How did he pass away?
Undisclosed. But we're absolutely sending our condolences. It just adds to what will be a great victory.
It's good that his dad obviously would have got to see him be the captain.
Yes,
it is still like very sad, but Munster will go to another level, which possibly didn't think was possibly humanly possible.
I'm thinking, and I'd love for someone to tell me if it was the case. I can't remember in the 30 special years that I've lived the last time I've heard a player like lose a mother or father this close to an Origin game. Yeah.
You'd hope not.
Right, obviously.
I just think it just adds to the aura of Munster in his he is going to do something special, and I reckon he won't be the best on the field in the game because I think someone else will lift for him. I reckon they respect him that much that someone else, like probably Papa, will do something. Tino, old teammate.
Tino will fucking
someone will fucking fold a cunt. They won't write it on their wrist, but they will lift like above Munster level. I think someone will get inspired and see Munster probably get emotional and cry. That's what I'd do. Well, I'd fucking G up for my teammate who lost his dad or something. Yeah.
Because I'm up and about for Money. A shareholder messaged me actually, and he said, if this doesn't set the stage for Wednesday night, nothing will ever. Munster doing it for his old man.
It's just Origin.
You make a good point, but out of the 17 men that represent this great state, if anyone could lift under these circumstances, it's Munster.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's going, he'll tear up running out. And we'll all probably have to grab a gold and just raise it for Steve.
Raise on, pour a bit out and enjoy it.
And then just buckle up because we got 80 minutes to fuck these weasels.
You understand I was saying I think someone else in the team will
No,
raise.
I do understand. I just wanted to get on your coattail.
Yeah.
Who scores first?
Papa. Munster.
I don't think Papa's a bad shout. He goes over the Raiders a bit now.
I got a good stat for you. Got off the phone to Joel Kane at Sportsbet last night, and
JC,
the most backed anytime player for Game 3, Papali'i.
Yeah,
that's fact.
I reckon Shibber. Anytime.
Yeah,
like he can score a try at the Bronx. Like he has scored in like every game that he's played this year. I think at either Suncorp or. Maybe have a look at it. It's something pretty fucking impressive too.
Watch Latrell Mitchell go missing. Watch him go missing. They always talk about Latrell Mitchell, the best gifted player. Watch that knob go missing on Wednesday night. The other thing that I heard, which is, it's amazing that they carried on about this, the Weasels. You know how they walk 10 kilometres from their bloody change room?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Laurie's finally there's a brain cell in that camp and actually considering banning it.
How far is the walk?
It got to be 10K.
Yeah.
No, it's
got to be close to 10K.
I think it's like 800 metres or something.
Yeah, I love that they have, like they're trying to start some tradition and they just can't even do it. They can't get it right.
Why complicate running out of the change rooms, mate? Why make it look hard?
The walk is sick. Like if you were a Queenslander looking at the walls that you're walking through of all the past players, you'd fucking get fired up that you're about to be one of them and you're doing it for the rest of them. But they can't even, that's crazy. I saw that and was like, they don't get it, dude.
Mate, it'd be sick if I was a tourist and I wanted to see what a core stadium looked like. I'm a fucking rugby league player. I'm here to play footy. I'm not here to do a charity walk on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Like an 800-metre walk from change room to grass turf is ludicrous. And absolutely ludicrous.
Don't they play like Akadaka or something? And then, because Madge was like...
No, they play their team song.
Oh, they don't.
No, they don't. No, they do. They play a song and everyone's fallen asleep by the end.
Well, Madge he didn't say it, but I think he was sort of like about Suoliti getting sent off early. He was like, he would have just been so fucking fired up.
Yeah.
So I think they wanted to...
Or it was just a game plan.
Yeah, well that too.
Dumb game.
Do you want to hear the last the results of all 5 Origin deciders at Homebush?
Yeah.
This is from Random Stats, guys, so I'm not plugging it out of thin air. 2002, we won. 2004, they won. 2008, we won. 2013, we won. 2019, they won. That was the one where Teddy scored in the fucking corner. Yeah. And all of them have been like quite close except one of them. And the first one was a draw, but we won based on the year before.
Well, what also fantastic work from you, Saucy. What also, I spoke to a shareholder today on the blower who lives in Sydney and told me that it was a gorgeous morning in Sydney and now rain's come. Now, we don't need to look too far back in history to see how we play in wet weather. Now, you know, happy to watch that 80 minutes all over again if no one knows, but we got the dub.
Are you happy with Reece not being at fullback?
Totally. He's not fit. He's not 100%. You can't.
I think Billy would have picked him if he was fit. Do you?
Yeah, totally.
Because Hammer on the wing played fucking pretty well.
And Hammer's single now. And let me tell you, when you get single, you open your wings and fly.
But then the B2 bomber doesn't come in. The B2 bomber don't come in.
It's a valid point. And you got to respect the B2 bomber.
Yeah.
Good place to drop some bombs at the core too.
Hammer, what's that?
Well, it's a shithole.
Hammer.
And who knows what's underneath there?
Hammer played very well when Reece went off in that last game there when they won. Hammer killed it in that game.
Do you reckon that sort of was in the back of Billy's mind? He's going, this guy is... Because realistically, Hammer's probably in the best form and he always plays fucking sick in Origin. He's like, I just need to get this fucking more ball.
Yeah. I think I'm happy with it. I'm happy either way.
Could you go as far as saying right now the 2 best club football players on form is Hammer and Teddy? I think you would.
Teddy?
I haven't watched much.
Teddy's been electric.
Jack Gajewski was electric.
I'd be more scared of Teddy playing fullback than Dylan Edwards at the moment for the Blues.
Dylan Edwards looks like he's carrying an injury. To'o looks like he's carrying an injury.
I don't think To'o's going to play. They reckon that old mate
Karaz. We were talking about this before.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would they not have picked Marky Mark as 18th man?
You reckon?
He's been pretty good.
He's been unreal, and he's also played in like tests and shit. So
Yeah.
like,
Well, we know they wouldn't pick Burton.
Oh, you can put a line through him. And look what's happened to his career now.
should we get into the Origin themed? Are we smarter?
Yes, absolutely. Shall we play?
Yep, let's do it.
Welcome to Are You Smarter Than Berkey?
Or Sauce.
Good to hear you, Rabs.
Okay.
So I have an absolute bone to pick. I did not lose last week.
You did?
No, I
Did
didn't.
you go back to the bunker? Did you do the tape?
Yeah, I looked at it.
You wouldn't remember
10
last
tags.
week anyway.
I actually don't really, but I didn't fucking lose.
I should have asked the same questions today.
There's no way I lost. That's neutral. That's bye. That was a test.
Oh, now
The
it's a
scoreboard
buy.
is not-
Now it's a buy.
Okay.
The scoreboard is not saying 1 to Berkey, 0 to Sauce.
I've got 6 questions with a 7th that will be the tie.
So you're saying we get 7 right?
Probably.
No,
Okay.
it's a-
So
Sorry.
I've looked at the questions.
Well,
Some of them are different sort of, as in they're the same answer, but what I'll take, I'm going to want a margin for certain ones when the question involves that.
Sure.
But otherwise, it's first and best dressed.
Right.
Okay. Should we have a dinger or like a bell that we go off? Sorry. Should we have like a, you know what I mean? Like
you can
buzzer.
play. You can play with your own dingers behind closed doors, buddy. But
I'm happy for just first in. That worked last week.
Okay.
Rolled all right.
Oh,
No. It should be Sauce.
Sauce,
Or
Berkey.
Or Berkey.
Berkey just goes,
Yeah. Yeah, you go,
yeah, okay, right.
just go, giddy up.
Okay.
And we've got the adjudicator in the back there for.
What is, question number 1, what is the largest winning margin in Origin history?
Berkey. Now, I remember correctly, I think it's
54-6.
32.
I actually don't have the score. I've just got the margin.
32.
And I've got the game.
30.
It was
32.
Justin Hodges' last game at Suncorp, and he kicked that thing, and it was over. Was it 54-6?
Okay, he doesn't give a fuck about the score.
He can figure it out in his head.
It was
48.
No, it wasn't. It was 46.
So I have to win that. That's 48. I have to win
Can
that.
you tell me which game and what which game's pretty obvious, but what year it was?
Yeah.
And I'll give you the point without an extra.
Adjudicator, I've named the game. I've named the score, basically.
No, it was game 3.
This is a shit show already, shareholders.
Oh. Yeah, and was I right? Yeah, that's what I've given.
Okay, Sauce, give me game and.
So you're changing the question
No,
now?
for an extra point.
Okay.
Oh, fucking, what do you mean? Well, do I get a chance?
No, because you fucking guessed wrong.
What?
I said 54-6,
Yeah, you got
and you
the
said
next
38
question.
points.
Yeah,
right?
you got it right.
What
not
year
where
was
I'm
it?
going to give you 5 seconds.
Okay, what year was it, Justin Hodges?
2017.
It was 2018.
Wrong. So that's 1-0 Sauce.
What was the year?
Okay.
It was 2013, game 3.
Justin Hodges. Last Origin game, of course, he retired in 2015.
Okay.
Fuck, that was dumb.
Not sure what these extra questions.
Well,
come.
it gives it'll
I'm all
come
about
back.
him.
It'll come back and it'll get you back into the ball game, big nose.
Shareholders
Yeah.
like a bit of extra fucking material from us.
Okay, most points in a single Origin game by an individual.
Sauce.
It's pretty fucking outrageous.
It's not. Oh, is it Ryan Girdler?
It is Ryan Girdler.
Who would you have said? I'd love to know.
Well, he was on. But are you asking for the amount or the name?
Well, the
'Cause
amount.
the question was, what was the amount? So you two morons need to listen to the question.
Well, okay.
He doesn't ask for the name. He said, how many? Fucking hell.
Okay.
Can I just?
He hasn't finished
Yeah, I
his
haven't
guess.
exactly. I've just been interrupted.
Right. Oh, you just stopped and paused.
Which one's yours? I might mute for this when I have my go.
God,
Do I get any points for guessing who it
No.
was?
I'll give you half.
Thank you.
This is a
Who would you have said just quickly?
Ryan Girdler.
Fucking gargler, you.
Okay.
Okay, how many points?
It's pretty.
Nathan Cleary's second, I know that. And I will say that Ryan Girdler scored 32 points.
Wrong.
28.
No, so I get to guess now, and we just go off closest and nearest. Now, it's a 50-50 if I go higher or lower than 32.
32 is crazy.
32 is crazy.
32 is a crazy amount. And that was year 2000, wasn't it?
But
Yeah,
I
just
think
give me some more half points
I think
if you
I'm
can.
going to go 36.
it was 42.
Yeah, bingo.
When we think
I was thinking
that
it was
is
lower,
that
dude.
is fucking insane.
yeah, in an
It was
origin.
42 points.
Yeah.
What was the I'd love to know
It
what the
was
score was.
56-16,
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay.
So
I got
what are
the
we going to do
year,
there?
I got the year and the player.
I believe you didn't answer the question.
I'll
Neither did you,
I'll go.
dickhead.
Sauce gets a point and Berkey gets a point. How's
Thank
that
you.
sound? 2-1.
2-1. What do you mean? I'm closer than you. Are you? What's wrong with you? Is everything? Yeah. What's wrong?
Okay, well
Not
we're
happy
going to do
with
the same one here. It's a two-parter. Who has played the most consecutive Origin games?
Berkey?
Yep.
Now.
I know who it is.
You know
I know who it is.
Well,
Really?
let him go.
I'm actually going to say Lockyer.
Nah.
Wrong.
It's either Cameron Smith or Thurston.
I
and I
knew
can't.
this.
And I.
It's too obvious.
Okay, well I'm going to give it away, and then you guys can guess the number, and then the closest gets the 1 point for the round.
Thurston.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Yes, it's Thurston.
Yes, can't. Eat shit.
Okay, guesses of how many games, please. Now, Samuel, you got to go first.
All right. I'm going to say consecutive. 20.
Sauce, go.
He debuted in.
Oh,
No,
this
for real.
is
Mate,
ridiculous.
this is so easy for you. He's already gone.
What did he say?
No. You're the idiot that didn't guess it. 3.
It's at least 30.
Yeah, it's 36.
Yeah,
So what are we going? Pitt, can I get a score check?
that's 2 to
Connor?
me.
No. Oh, yeah, it is 2.
4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
Good
You're
to
on-
know that this 6 questions now 12 questions.
You're in a spot of bother here, Cobber.
Well,
He has been the whole time.
I've come back from behind more often than
Is
not.
it spell Shibasaki?
Okay. In 1995, it was the lowest scoring Origin of all time. New South Wales beat Queensland by what?
Source. They didn't. In 1995,
Yeah.
Queensland won the series 3-0.
No. The score of a game. I think it was game 2.
A singular game. You're not really good at comprehending.
Wait,
like
say
a
the question again.
Oh my! You should deduct
And
points
this
for stupidity.
I think Sauce might be correct here because didn't we whitewash them?
We
in
beat
95?
them 1995 3-0. It was
Okay,
Fatty's
well, it probably
year.
wasn't 95 then. Blame AI for that. Blame
Mate,
AI for that.
I tell you
Give me a
what-
fucking point for that.
No, here's the lowest.
I tell you what, the host of this trivia is an absolute fucking
I
road
just
scholar.
beat AI.
Okay, so the lowest score ever, New South Wales beat Queensland what? Because realistically, the year's irrelevant.
1-0.
Are you retarded?
Why?
What you think? You think a game was 1-0?
Well,
Well, to be fair, Sauce, you've got to guess.
New South Wales. What year was it?
just who
It helps
gives
if you
a
know the
shit?
year because like context of the 80s and shit.
Oh my!
It was
Lord.
definitely in the 90s.
Got the fucking.
It was
State of Origin
It was
Encyclopedia.
6-4.
That was 2-0. No one gets it.
Oh well, 1-0. You thinking me? I was closer than you.
4-1 here, Samuel.
4-2. Thank you.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Most field goals in Origin history. Who?
Whoa. Okay, is in a game or
No.
in their career?
In overall.
Source. Thurston to be up there.
Go on, hero.
I'm going to go with. Maybe Thurston.
No.
All right, thank you. Now,
you can guess both.
In the 90s, I remember they did a few field goals, and then in the 2000s, they were sort of kicking more field goals. Fucking dickhead.
It's the last time I'm using AI.
Do I get any points for the 1995 bullshit question?
No, I think I just...
Fun fact
that
about
off.
that, it's the 20 years, and when they defend...
Oh, well done, mate.
when they defend, they go 95D, 95D.
All right.
Just as a bit
That's
of
actually a pretty
inspiration.
sick stat.
Yeah, it is.
back to the
cool.
question, Connor.
Look, I'm going to go with. I also do think it's a Queenslander. Because I'm trying to think the Weasels who kicked him. I'm going to go with Lockyer.
Now, can I have another go?
No, you can't. But
Andrew Johns.
Yeah, it was Andrew Johns. But now
Surely I get a half a point
No,
for
no,
that.
no. Guess how many? Guess how many?
7.
4.
You got it 4. You get 4 points.
How do I not get a point for that?
Because you already had a
Like
guess.
but I have a second guess, and it's
you don't get
Like,
4-2. 2 questions left.
4-3.
fuck that.
The AI over here can't even count.
How am I not getting a point for half a point for that?
Guessed it
got it
wrong.
But I got it on my second go. He would have
No.
gotten. He said it was a Queenslander.
Yeah, you picked a Queenslander too.
Yeah, but he guessed the score
But the
correctly.
score, sit on it and twist.
Most games won as
By-
a player.
by
As a
who?
player.
Wait, well, question again.
The most games won by an individual player in Origin.
Like, who's won the most
Source.
games?
Yes.
Cameron Smith.
Yes.
Has to
That's-
be. Most
that's
games played
bullshit. That's bullshit.
by a Queenslander.
Ask
yeah.
a better question than that.
Well, how many did he win, Source? Berkey?
Great question, Trell. So he played, correct me if I'm wrong, for a point 42?
Wouldn't know. Yeah. I've got the other answer, mate. The actual
Correct me if
question.
I'm wrong for a point.
So going off the fact that he played 42 games and he only lost a handful of series, I'd suggest that he has won State of Origin. I'm going to say 29.
He won 24 games.
Oh, it's awfully good.
So this
from
is
him.
over, but I've got a good little question here in the shape of the most hated guy probably on this podcast outside of CT7.
Yeah, we have CT7.
Where was Jerome Luai born?
Samoa.
Okay, well, this is
It's a trick question.
This is a question where, like,